Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a shoddy deal built on the back of problem gambling. When other bidders were knocked out of this process, the New Zealand International Convention Centre was talked about as hosting conferences of up to 5,000 people.
I'm sorry, order. Now, I don't want these interjections across the chamber that have got nothing to do with the debate in hand. We've settled that matter. If this continues, then I will intervene at the time. That's the end of the story. Dr. David Clark.
So we need to preserve my voice, Mr. Speaker. At the time the deal was struck, they were talking about conventions of up to 5,000 people in the main plenary sessions. Now we have a convention centre that is a little over half that size. 2,850 people in the main plenary centre. The size of the convention centre, the world-class, iconic convention centre we were promised, has been halved. It has been halved. And that is since the other bidders were knocked out of the contest. It has not been transparent. It was a shoddy deal done behind closed doors between Mr. Key and the executives at Sky City. Mr. Speaker, the Labor Party will support this bill to Select Committee because we think it needs the transparency of sunlight, the disinfectant of sunlight on the deal to understand just to what extent the taxpayer has been put over a barrel by Mr. Joyce and Mr. Key. We know that the taxpayer has been over a barrel. That was obvious from the start. I predicted it in 2013 and it was reported in the media. The original agreement was so poorly written, it was extremely obvious that Sky City would come back and ask for more money. Lo and behold, what happened just over a year later? Back they came. Mr. Joyce was out peddling the benefits of extra rates or taxes on New Zealanders to fund the centre. That is exactly what happened because that original deal was so poor. The Auditor General said the deal was neither transparent nor even-handed. I have never read anything the Auditor General has said that has been so strong and clear about the actions of the Prime Minister and his government. Neither transparent nor even-handed. That is straight talk and it is accurate. This is a shoddy deal and it has been shoddy from the start. The government's own department told them that there would be 8,000 people, more than 8,000 people affected by the problem gambling. Because it doesn't just affect the problem gamblers that are created. Although there will be hundreds more of them, the department says, it affects many other people too. This is a shoddy deal and New Zealanders will be paying for it for a long time to come. Nobody thinks an international convention centre is a bad idea. The concern is over the way it has been done. And we think that a select committee process will give opportunity for the real story to come to light, for New Zealanders to understand just how far this has gone and just what a position the taxpayer has been put in by an inept government that is so out of touch and so arrogant that it thinks it can come back after saying it was a free convention centre and say the ratepayers of Auckland should stump up. For a government that is so out of touch that when that doesn't happen, it can say, we will not remove any concessions, but we think Sky City can make the centre 10% smaller. Fine, okay, go for it. Sky City's bottom line is what they are protecting, not the taxpayers of New Zealand. And that has been true from the start. And if we have a select committee process, if this government doesn't block it because it is afraid of the disinfectant of sunlight, and I suspect they will, but we will see, if they don't block it, then we will hear the real story behind this deal. It will come out into the daylight and New Zealanders will be appalled. This government is out of touch and arrogant if it thinks it can block this, and the questions will stop coming, because they will not. New Zealanders are not happy with what has happened here. Of course, the Treasury also advised that the cost-benefit analysis was dubious. They said they had strong concerns, and I quote, strong concerns that private benefits to Sky City will exceed public benefits to New Zealanders. It's from the department, of course, this deal that bought us the $140,000 TV screens, the $260,000 sun deck, the reception desk that cost $74,000, the sign out the front for $67,000, and the hair straighteners. That's right. This same department negotiated this deal. The government, I don't blame the officials. This is a meddling minister who directs deals in favour of his government's interests and not in favour of New Zealanders' interests. The independent report that was held into how many jobs this would create, actually called for by MED and on their website, says it would create a net 18 jobs for the economy at the end of all of this, once building and construction is over. 18 jobs. And that was when we had the bigger convention centre. How many now? How many now, Mr Joyce? I'll be interested in answering that. And it was net 18 jobs because the jobs are taken out of Hamilton, Taupo and Rotorua. What are the people in those communities saying? What are they saying
Sorry to
about
interrupt
this
the honourable
convention
member.
centre?
I call Brett Hudson.